Hello and welcome to the 72's YouTube channel, where today we're going to be talking about Sunderland's managerial hunt. As ever, I'm joined by our social media manager, Adam Reek, and an avid Sunderland fan as well. So looking forward to this episode.
Yeah. Why not? It'd be good to speak about who I want in, definitely.
Definitely. So Sunderland managerless, third in the table off the back of a 6-0 defeat away at Bolton Wanderers. Shocking defeat. I couldn't believe it watching that coming in on Soccer Saturday. I thought, how has this happened? But you were at the game, yeah?
Yeah, well, not for all of it, for 55 minutes of it. And then I was in the taxi back to Manchester for when the 5th and 6th went in. So just awful. I think that's, for me, is the worst result in the club's history. Because the fact that we got beat, the fact that we're in League One, the fact that we got beat in League One, and the fact that we got beat 6-0 in League One, it's three things that just shouldn't be happening to Sunderland. But it did, and we've got to face the music. And Lee Johnson did face the music. He got sacked.
It was a surprising decision. I looked at what a few Sunderland fans were saying on Twitter, and obviously there was a section of fans that wanted him out a long time ago. There's a section of fans who think it's unfair, poor timing, day before deadline day, midway through the season when they look good to challenge for the top two. I guess the first question is, was Lee Johnson ever the right man for Sunderland?
Yes, I think he was, because at the end of the day, we've changed the way we run. We've got new owner, Christian Speakerman, who's like, so you've got the owner and you've got the sporting director. Now them two can work together to create a process. Lee Johnson has that process mind. He was the right man in, and I think I don't think any Sunderland fans will dislike him. I think what he's done is he's done well for us. Like he was part of the setup that got a young, hungry squad playing good football. He's completely just changed the identity. We'll finally have something to look forward to, because under Phil Parkinson it was just dire. Whereas, we can see what the club's trying to do, and Lee Johnson was part of that. You listen to his interview, he's a very, very, very clever bloke. And maybe for me, I never felt the connection with him personally, because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his arrogance. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think he's always right. And maybe it's that the words he says, very Southern, his arrogance. He never really made a connection with Sunderland fans, I don't think. It was more like we've had people in the past, like Roy Keane, Sam Allardyce, where it was like, wow, like he's part of us. Whereas Lee Johnson, he was our manager. He was just our manager. He'd stand on the touchline. He was a clever bloke. He'd sort stuff out. It was never like, that's my gaffer. So I don't think any Sunderland fans will be sad to see him go. I think Sunderland fans might be sad to think he could have got us up. I think it's so split. I wasn't expecting him to go. I wasn't expecting him sacked. I was expecting him to stay out the season, personally. But I think I like it. I like it from the club. I like what KLD, the owner's doing. It was quite impulsive. It was like, nah, do you know what it is? This isn't good enough. We shouldn't be getting beat 6-0. Especially not with the team I've give you. You're gone. We'll get someone else in. So I do like that. And like I say, it's not as big as a worry as other clubs when they sack the manager, because the manager is he's not important to Sunderland, because you've got, say, 1,000-piece jigsaw, and the manager's the centre point. He just fits in, and that's the point of the process, because you'll get a manager in with the same identity who's maybe got fresher ideas and can make the team tick better, but you're not changing the club around as a whole. You're just changing one bloke. So then the question is, who do we bring in? Now, there's been some awful names mentioned yesterday. I thought I woke up in 2006. Mick McCarthy was mentioned. Phil Brown was mentioned. Neil Warnock was mentioned. If we get any three of them, I'm done.
I've seen Neil Lennon mentioned as well.
Yeah, that was the worst one of the lot, that.
Yeah.
Awful.
I mean, from the outside looking in, I don't know if Lee Johnson was the right man for Sunderland. I think he was kind of a left field appointment because at the time when the bookies are drawing up their favourites, Lee Johnson probably wouldn't have been.
It was Gus Poyet, if you remember. Gus Poyet was like 1-8 at one point.
And then Lee Johnson comes in, one promotion from League One with Bristol City in the past, I believe. So
I don't think he got promoted with Bristol City.
Did he not even get promoted?
No, he never got promoted.
Got them into nearly got them into the top 6 in the Championship. Ultimately failed. I think when he was at Bristol City, he kind of got himself in a position where the fans just didn't like him because they call him Streaky Johnson. He has those streaks where his side are just so poor. And like you said, you didn't feel the connection with Lee Johnson. He's a manager, but he's not so much of a leader. I think there's such a difference between having a manager and a leader. Someone with a bigger personality, like Sam Allardyce, he's a leader. Whilst he might not have had the same kind of tactical awareness as Lee Johnson, he had that kind of motivation skills that is the kind of person that you wanted to play for. I don't know if Lee Johnson, I don't know if all the players are playing for him. Like he is a bit arrogant, isn't he? But
he's on the market. Imagine him rubbing the players up the wrong way. Like if Sam Allardyce had a go at you, you'd be like shaking there, like listening, like yes. If Lee Johnson had a go at you, I could imagine him doing it in like a smuggy way. Well, Paddy Kenny was speaking about it, and when he played under Lee Johnson at half time, Lee Johnson called him a word that I can't repeat on here. Probably Paddy Kenny just got him by the neck and put him up against the changing room at half time. Like I could imagine just rubbing you up the wrong way. But yeah, I don't know. So who comes in then? There's 2 people I want. The person I want the most is Alex Neil. I live with a Norwich fan. I'm good mates with a Preston fan. They both have good words to say about him. He's got 2 promotions under his belt. He got Hamilton promoted in Scotland. Went to Norwich, got Norwich promoted. Went to Preston, got Preston in the playoffs for the majority of the season. And then obviously they just dropped out. But, he'd be the best manager in League One, definitely. He probably is like a top-end Championship manager. And he plays attacking, pressing football. We've got the squad for it because, honestly, there won't ever be a better team in League One going forward for the players we've got. When you think like McGeady, Pritchard, Clark, Roberts, Stewart, Broadhead, I'm probably missing 2 or 3 there. Just like we've got so many. So if Alex Neil can come in, he definitely takes us up. My second appointment would be different. Would be John Terry. You saw with Villa when he came in, he can make the Villa defence so solid. Like the shape, the team shape was just perfect. Not just that, you've got the advantage of being able to get Aston Villa loanees, the Chelsea loanees. It's John Terry. He raises the club profile. Like people will listen to him. Young players will look after him. Like they will lead it. Like he was. When you think of a captain leader legend, you think. I think of John Terry, but I don't know about you. But youngsters will do that, and I just think, like I say, the profile of the club, similar to the Defoe signing, it will just galvanise everyone, I think. And he's a very, very, very clever footballer. He's a very clever manager. He's a very clever assistant. He knows the game inside out. And I think if we can benefit off that, similar to how good Rooney's doing at Derby, Gerrard at Rangers and Villa, we can benefit off it. And to be fair, I think he'd come. I think he would come because you're getting the biggest club in the EFL, and all we're asking you to do is get us out of League One, not the Championship. Get us out of League One, and then I think, because of obviously his profile, his background, a defender, next season in the Championship, he'll make us solid. And while also having the experience of making us more attacking and fluid this season, it's a perfect job for him to learn and for us to grow.
When I saw you tweet Alex Neil and John Terry last night, I looked at it and I was like, what's he on about? Alex Neil and John Terry. But the more I thought about it, the more I think either one of those could fit. With Alex Neil, when he was at Preston, I thought he was a bang average manager in charge of a bang average team. Since he's left Preston and they've really struggled until they got Ryan Lowe in, you don't really realise how good a job Alex Neil did at the club.
They were in the playoffs literally the whole season at one point.
Exactly. With largely the same group of players. So, and he can play good football. Preston played a lot of decent football. I think they played quite a lot of counter-attacking football because they would have been going into a lot of games as the underdog. So whether he can go into a club like Sunderland where they'll be the favourites every week and bring in results is a different question. John Terry, it's obviously a risk in it. I think John Terry is desperate to land a job in the EFL. I think it's only a matter of time before someone gives him it, and I think he would go to Sunderland because they have got that kind of stature that almost matches his stature, haven't they? He's a player who's won everything. He's captain Chelsea, England, and if he comes to Sunderland, like you say, they've got the option of going to Aston Villa or Chelsea. Like you look at Aston Villa now, they got Gerrard in charge. If they had Dean Smith in charge, you wouldn't have been able to bring in Coutinho, would they? No. Or Luca Dean. So that having someone like that as manager, it will work in terms of bringing in new players.
Look the other way, Preston, Ryan Lowe, one of his good mates is Steven Gerrard. So who do they get? Aston Villa, give them Cameron Archer. Honestly, it works like that. It's so simple. Like, look at Huddersfield, for example, as we said, the Chelsea loanees they're getting. Levi Colwill is going to play for the Premier and is going to comfortably play in the Premier League next season, right? Because of how good he is. But he didn't have that experience before this season. So who's to say that if we went to Chelsea with John Terry and said, can we have Levi Colwill? Who's to say they wouldn't say yes? We'd have like a Premier League defender playing in the Championship, all because we've got John Terry.
Definitely. I think on the face of it is, as much as Sunderland are in kind of a difficult position now, halfway through the season, transfer window's closed, without a manager, I almost feel excited for you because Lee Johnson, I think Lee Johnson was a stepping stone. I think he was always going to be a stepping stone onto the bigger picture at Sunderland, whether that's sustaining Championship football or Premier League football. I think he was only ever a stepping stone. Now you need to look at, right, we've had these managers, Lee Johnson, Phil Parkinson, Jack Ross, if you're going a bit further back. You need someone like a John Terry, like an Alex Neil, who's got a project about them, who's not just a manager coming in with the sole aim of getting out of League One. It's got to be
it can't just be about results. It's got to be about the whole process. Just interesting here, our owner's on TalkSport now, and he said we've been speaking to many people and there's been interest from all over the world, not just England. We could go abroad. I mean, our owner's French, isn't he? So is there some up and coming manager in France that we don't know about? That would be interesting. That would be exciting. That would be different.
Not that I know of, but
no.
You're not
the 72's French correspondent.
No, we're still looking for that one. Still got that position open, but yeah, mate. So Sunderland, I'm quite excited for you. If you do get someone from abroad, there's always that kind of difficulty. Like they've done it abroad. Can they do it in England? Like you look at Hull bringing in that Shotter guy. I don't even know his name. Shotter came in from Turkey. Grant McCann got sacked. Can he do it in England in the Championship? Probably the most fiercely competitive division outside like the Premier League, maybe the Bundesliga. You know, you look at La Liga now without Ronaldo and Messi. It's a farmers' league, isn't it? Championship is such a growing league, such a competitive league. So many good players and teams.
You've had people succeed, like David Wagner, Valorant Ismail at Barnsley. You know, it can also work. That's the thing. I think
Daniel Farker at Sunderland, is that a shout? Or?
Yeah, wait, obviously.
Is he back in work?
He's got a new job now. He's got a new job.
Has he got a new job?
Yeah, I think going abroad, the ceiling's probably higher because you don't know what to expect, but the risk is bigger. So, yeah, I'd stay in England. I'd go for Alex Neil, definitely.
Definitely. And do we know who Sunderland have got next in the league?
Doncaster on Saturday, which
Doncaster. So
yeah, that's a free win. What day is it? Tuesday. So we're not going to have a manager in for them, but there's no worry because we're going to win. Although it could be a free win for the manager. Although funny enough, Lee Johnson's first game, I'm sure it was at home to Bolton, and we quickly I think it was a midweek, and we quickly rushed him in so that he could get a free win. I think we drew. So Maybe just wait a few days, wait a week.
So yeah, Sunderland manager list, plenty of options, plenty of interest in that job. As ever, if you've liked the video, drop us a like, subscribe, comment, leave your thoughts on the video today, and join us very soon for another video on the 72's YouTube channel.